Good morning and welcome to another in our Essential Oils Continuing Education series. I am here with my dear friend Kim Raymer. We are both doTERRA wellness advocates and we love our oils. And today we're going to be talking to you about roller balls and roller bottles and how to use them in blend and all these wonderful things. But before we get started, I just want to mention that, Kim lives in Park City, Utah, with her husband, Bud, and their two grown sons, Max and Chris. And she's an avid cyclist and downhill skier and general wonderful outdoor hiker and gardener when weather permits. And she's had a great hand in the USASA, which helps to promote a team environment for young skiers and snowboarders in the United States and get them even onto the Olympics at times. So just a total nurturing environment for these kiddos and such an important part of their growing up. And Kim is such a nurturer herself. And I'm so excited to hear what she's got put together for us today.
Well, thank you, Jennifer. Our friendship together blossomed over a number of years, but we were introduced through a good friend in doTERRA. Jennifer and I do not live next door to each other, and we probably have seen each other in person maybe 3 or 4 times at convention. Jennifer and her husband Martine live with their daughter Gabriella in the western suburbs of Chicago, or the western suburbs outside of Chicago. Her husband is a chef. They also have a garden at their house and they have a dog. Jennifer has been a licensed massage therapist for the last 20 years and gives the gift of her soul through her work with massage therapy, but also is able to share the oils through that gift, which I think is a beautiful way to educate and to teach others about essential oils and how wonderful they are for us. Jennifer loves family, and she is blessed to have her family close to her. Her parents live a car drive away. So even during this COVID, it's been wonderful to hear her stories of, I'm going to mom's. And I love that she can connect so easily. She recently became a grandmother through her husband Martine's daughter, son, okay, and daughter-in-law for the first time, because I have to say that because Jennifer is too young to be a grandmother on her own. But that's a beautiful story too. I'm happy to be here today. We're going to talk about rollerballs, how easy they are to put together, and some tips on resources and recipes for you. So I'm going to share my screen, which this is my biggest challenge normally. Yes, I got to get rid of that. Why isn't that going away? Okay. Can you see my screen, Jennifer?
Yep, looks good.
Okay. So the art of creating rollerball blends really is your art. And there isn't a right, wrong way to do it. Many times when we're looking at something as far as creating a craft, and it's not the craft that we may have thought we would be good at doing, we stay away from it. And the art of making rollerballs is something that's so easy. It is fun, and it's a wonderful way to share the gifts of the oils. So we wanted to share it with you this time of year when we're thinking about other people. This year, when we've been dealing with COVID and really looking at how we can help touch another person, rollerballs are a great way of sharing the oils because of how easy they are to use and how easy they are to apply. So they're very convenient. Some thoughts I had on rollerball blends as we get started is that they're really inexpensive to make on your own. We've all, if you buy essential oils on our doTERRA site, there are many of our precious oils that are made into rollerball blends, and there are other emotional rollerball blends that are available. But we more than likely have oils that are our favorites at home. And so we're going to teach you and give you information on how easy it is to find recipes and how easy it is to access supplies for making these roller balls. But in addition to being inexpensive and convenient, we can help another person that we know of that we may not have been able to be with face to face with addressing a focused issue, or if we know that they're suffering from anxiety or a certain emotional area in their life, we can actually make a roller ball for them. And that is a wonderful way to send our friendship and our caring. Roller balls do make great gifts. They are a way to play with your favorite oils. And when people say, oh, you smell so good, believe it, because when we smell good, that person is going, I love whatever you put on, and it's normally more than one oil. You can make your own recipes. We're going to share some recipes with you today and resources, but don't be afraid to list out the oils you either have or the favorite oils that you have put together. And I'm going to share with you as we're talking a blend that I actually use on myself. I have no idea how I put these 3 oils on, but it is my daily MO for life. And it's Aroma Touch, Wild Orange, and Geranium. And it makes me feel very good. As I was saying before, just as a review on this slide, rollerball blends are fun to create, convenient to use, great to give gifts. You can focus on a specific issue, and they're inexpensive. Learning about your favorite oils while creating your very own rollerball recipes is another benefit for all of us who know you can never know enough about the oils that you've been using. You just know they make you feel good, but the more you know, the more that you also know why you're using them. Resources for supplies for roller balls. There are many places you can go, and I love Google because you can put in a keyword and find a lot of different kinds of places to find commonly needed supplies. For roller balls, you can even go on to the doTERRA site, and currently the roller balls that are available there are only available on LRP orders this month as I was looking. But they normally have a set of roller balls you could get started with. You can buy them also on Aroma Tools, Oil Life, and Share Oils. And I'll be sharing those links on Inspired by Wellness. And I think Jen will also share those links of her favorite resources. But you can buy very small amounts of roller balls. You can buy them in different colors. And at many of these resources, you can also order the labels. But let's say you didn't even order a label that had a specific name. You can use an Avery stick-on label and write in your own handwriting that oil blend that you made and give someone a card with what the ingredients are. As you get started with recipes and with thoughts on making roller balls, really all you need is your essential oils, fractionated coconut oil or a carrier oil. And I think Jen's going to pipe in maybe on that. You don't have to use fractionated coconut oil only. And so we'll talk about that. There are some other things you can use. There are 2 primary sizes of roller balls, and they're all different kinds of the roller ball itself, whether it's plastic or glass or metal. And it's really up to your preference and the ease of using. But I normally either use a 5 milliliter size or a 15 milliliter size, or excuse me, 10 milliliter size. And it really just depends on the oils that I'm putting in. 2 of the recipes that Jen has shared today have some pretty powerful measurements of the oils, and I actually like my roller ball stronger too. So I am always at 6 drops or more of each of the oils I put in. So I like the smaller size. And then you do need some sort of a label. If you don't have a label on the roller ball, you could come to my house and find about 6 of my roller balls I've made, and I have no idea what's in them. So we need to put a label on them, whether it's for ourselves or someone else. And in the old days where they had typewriters, you could type your labels, but you certainly can do it with an Avery label, and with different type fonts, you can print it out in your printer. So again, use your favorite oils. That's a great place to start, aside from some of the recipes we'll share. And we're going to give you some tips on locating recipes and also talk about personalizing blends. Tips for locating recipes I'm going to talk about for just a second before we get into these two recipes that Jen shared with me. But when you're looking for a recipe, you can go simply to Google. On the blog site for doTERRA, there are a lot of different recipes for rollerballs. There's also Pinterest, and there are some amazing, you can search by doTERRA rollerball blends. And then there are some specific kits that are sold at Aroma Tools and Oil Life and Share Oils that are targeted to either emotional wellness. There's a whole series just for teachers. There's a whole series for positive affirmations for power and strength. And I'm going to share a couple of those with you as we conclude today too. So one of those is called Power and Purpose. Another is called Ease and Grace. And in this time of 2020, affirmations and self-discovery have been really big for me. And I'm thinking it's probably big for everyone. And so having a blend that really is made of oils that, as we know, with every oil, there is an emotional side and an emotional strength to the oils. But as we're putting that rollerball on and we think about affirmations or different manifestations that are really important to us this year, these oils can really help us focus on that. Jen, would you like to go over the Achy blend and tell us how you were introduced to that?
Sure, Kim. Oh, this is great info. So actually, the Achy blend is mostly from another friend. We got some recipes from Lisa Zimmer, and we added the copaiba essential oil, and it's also very good for this sort of application. It also, besides, well, copaiba, frankincense, and peppermint all have their own wonderful qualities, but they all boost other oils, so it's like a super boosting blend. And literally, like, you can rub it on anywhere that's bothersome, your head, your neck and shoulders, your knee, your calf, whatever. It's pretty quick working. So, and then I don't know if Kim's going to show the different sizes, but a 5 milliliter roller bottle, I just want to show you guys, we're used to the 10 milliliters, which are kind of the tall skinnies. So the 5 is literally half. Now, if you don't have a 5 and you get, like, the ones from doTERRA are a full 10 mil, you can either double the recipe, or if you're not sure if you're going to like the recipe, just make it and fill it halfway. So these are the amber bottles that doTERRA has. We'll probably be talking about the tops and stuff too. doTERRA has these beautiful steel roller tops, which I prefer. So these are the ones that doTERRA has. There's a 6-pack. And I'm so happy they finally started stocking some of these. It's just easy to throw some on your order. And, oh, you didn't have to stop share. Sorry.
Oh, well, I knew that you were showing.
Yeah. So, but I do. I love these steel rollers. I have in the past on Amazon, I've purchased a bunch of these little 5 mils with the little plastic applicator. And they're okay, but it takes a while to, like, really get the oil to go through the little plastic roller ball. And sometimes the ball doesn't roll as well. So we much prefer, yeah. Oh, and that's a hand painted one.
This is a hand painted one. And I actually got this in Pennsylvania at an event that Jenny Holbert was hosting. And one of the people that owned the shop is an artist, and she painted all these bottles. And so I bought a set, and this is 5 milliliter, but I do prefer the steel tops rather than the plastic. They just seem to roll better.
They really do.
But here's an example of a very easy label that was probably printed on Marty Harger's printer, and then she put a piece of packing tape around it. And it was out of the emotional book, and it's called On My Path. So self-discovery and meditation. But this would
Nice.
be from that One Emotions book on rollerballs.
Yeah, so you could use that prior to, prayer or meditation and just, put it on and think, I am in a good space, I am calm, I am peaceful, and then start your practice, whatever you're going to do.
Right.
Oh, yes. And here is okay, so I did come up with this one. And I came up with this, I have to tell you, because I was sort of trying to replicate the beautiful blend that we had, that we still have the
Favorite.
spritz, the body spritz, which I love. It's such a beautiful soft scent. And I've always loved and been drawn to lime and bergamot together. I always loved growing up Earl Grey tea, which I did not realize that bergamot was the flavoring of Earl Grey tea till very recently, like a few years ago. Of course, I love frankincense, and green mandarin is gorgeous. It's like such a soft, smooth citrus. So I just love all of them. And I just sort of put it together, and I use it as a personal fragrance. I made it up, shook it up, and now I give it to new team members. I sometimes will just make one up to cheer someone up and throw it in the mail. And I, I do enjoy it. So I hope you guys like it too. And actually, I guess if you're in this a super sunny area, don't put it where the sun shines, because the lime and the bergamot could have some photosensitivity issues, although it's diluted, but still you just want to err on the side of caution. But I will just mention this uniquely. Green mandarin is actually the fruit prior to fully ripening. So there is no photosensitivity with green mandarin, and they think it's because the fruit hasn't fully ripened yet. So this is from doTERRA, what they said. So anyway, shine is just something I came up with. You can come up with your own things. It's super easy and fun, and I just wanted to share this because
You know, and I was having a conversation just yesterday, Jennifer, about the beauty of giving a rollerball blend that you've created as a gift when someone signs up to start buying doTERRA oils. A wonderful thing to put in, whether it's a gift packet or at your wellness consult. And I think, Jennifer, even you and I were talking about this. You do this.
I do this. Yes.
You do this. And I was sharing it. That's right.
No, you should.
I
I haven't always done this. I sort of started, I think we're always trying to tweak and better ourselves and find new ways of doing things, or things that work, things don't. But I found, I kind of made this up, and somebody was like, well, you should give it to and I was like, oh yeah, I should.
Yep.
These oils are meant to be shared. And that's the whole kind of point of this talk too, is that, it's an easy thing. When you're diluting the oils, there's a few benefits. It's obviously safer. So Kim, I don't know if you're going to get into, why it's different and safer, but it's just one of those things that it's also inexpensive to share, as she mentioned before. So I don't want to interrupt your flow here. So
no, that's okay. No, that's a great point to bring up, but a wonderful way to gift to a new person that you've introduced the oils to. And just an aside on blending basics. We've some of us have been on calls. We've heard about the power of layering oils and their synergy as they mix on their own. But because of the unique natural properties, blending essential oils for emotional benefit and also for different issues, it should really be considered more of an art than a science, although there is plenty of science behind it. But the art of blending really is your intentions as you're putting these oils together, and they do tend to mix. There are things that we do as we're mixing oils, like turning our rollerball upside down and right side up. And we normally don't shake it because there is just a beautiful process of those oils coming together in their own synergy. And because of all the chemical constituents, that's where that end result is. And really, when you hear the word shine, or you hear something like my vision is clear, or I speak my truth, the oils that are in there all have some of those emotional qualities. So with blending basics, there's not a science that we need to remember. And if you put one oil before the other, it is not going to taint your rollerball blend. But because of being diluted, rollerball blends do make the oils much safer for application, and also at the same time, even more effective and long lasting, because the carrier oil is going to lengthen the time that the absorption rate into the skin without the oils being flash evaporated because of their properties, and they will actually remain for quite a while longer. With many of our rollerball blends that are sold at doTERRA, they're safe for children. We have an entire collection called the Kids Collection, which you can buy them individually right now. I think the sets are temporarily out of stock, but they will be back. But those are very safe for young children. And many of these blends, you can check the oils to see if there's something that's very strong, like a deep blue. You just want to be careful depending on what that base oil is as you start to use it. Whoops, I'm on the last slide. So I'm going to stop share screen. And I'm going to show you one of my favorite rollerball classes I've had at the house. And then I've also sent this as gifts to new people that are building or sharing the oils. But this comes from Alchemy of Emotions by Vanessa. I just had her name here. By Vanessa Jean. And she does 2 or 3 different rollerball kits, as well as each one of the oil supplier, the supply resources that we're sharing with you. They do have different rollerball kits that you can buy that you can have an event. Let's say when we can have events in person, but you can also give this to people. But it comes with not only the recipe, it comes with the stickers, it comes with the actual class handout for every person that is in the class. So you could give this out with a roller ball. You could give someone one of the rollerball blends out of 6 rollerball blends and send them the other stickers on the sheet. Here's a sticker sheet. Here's the class handout, which kind of walks through what is the purpose of each blend. And then it goes through different things beyond the blends that, in addition to our power and purpose emotional support blends, which this particular series, we recommend engaging in an intentional daily practice of affirmations, journaling, meditation, and emotional exercises. So the same as many of us are doing right now this year in having a gratitude journal, or in looking at what is our truth and what are our goals for this next year. But there are some really cool blends that we can make that actually help us with that. I'm going to go through the 6 that are in this, just so that you can hear the titles. I live my purpose. I speak my truth. My vision is clear. I honor my heart. I manifest greatness. And truth serum. And many times people will say, well, I don't know which one to pick. And they'll go around the table and go, I speak my truth. Maybe I need that one. But there's normally a key oil in each one of these. And so along with the class and the stickers, there's also the affirmation cards. So just the same as angel cards or soul cards, you get a card when you leave, and it tells you what that affirmation is, such as, I speak my truth, which is frankincense, lavender, and spearmint. Spearmint is the key oil, the oil of confident speech. And this is the affirmation: assist me in becoming emotionally clear about what I want to say and them saying it. So, excuse me, that wasn't the affirmation, that was a description of spearmint. So the affirmation for I speak my truth: I express my truth with clarity and conviction. My inner voice is gentle and kind, affirming the glory of who I am. My communication is centered and honest, rooted in love and compassion. I am empowered and empower others on my path. Well, there you have it. That's a powerful day. But these are relatively inexpensive for the number of pages you get in the kit. And there are many of these that are online. But again, not necessary that you have to get a kit. You can make your own. And if you go online to as simple as Pinterest and type in doTERRA rollerball recipes, there are some wonderful recipes that are emotionally and issue based. So we encourage you to explore. And even the labels, you can actually make your own labels with, if you do calligraphy, or if you have I have a lot of scrapbooking supplies, so I've even used some of those on my roller balls. So lots of fun resources, lots of places to get your supplies.
Great ideas, Kim. I love the affirmations and the oils. I think that's so powerful. It's like, is it necessary? Is any of this truly necessary? I mean, some of us would say yes, but I think it's just, I always think of it like massage or recipe. Like when you add more layers to things, like you're making it that much better. It's like, it's just making everything that much better. And I think when you center yourself and you start your day, or even if you have to stop and you forgot, or you have to, in the middle of your day, you need something, and you just stop and you're mindful and you're applying your oils. Remember, like behind the ears is a good place. It breaks the blood brain barrier, gets right to your brain. Smelling, wrists. I always do wrists and back of neck. I mean, even feet, or like, it depends what you're doing, but then to just center yourself, smell those smells, and then say those positive words, it gets in there, you guys. It really does. It's very powerful. I also, go
These are
ahead.
great for men too, because men sometimes, they'll say, oh, I have a really bad back, or, I always get this thing in my ankles. And they go, oh, did you try that deep blue I gave you? Yeah, but I don't like to touch the oils. I found this to be a win-win with guys, because they're like, yeah, I just keep that with me all the time and I use it.
You're right. And the brown bottle is like, and I like your bottle, Kim, but I mean, brown is like, it's definitely not feminine. So it's like,
That's
they
true.
can have it in their briefcase or their whatever. And then I wanted to show something fun that I love. I love gemstones. I've made jewelry. I love jewelry, and I believe in the power of gemstones. You can get these gemstone roller tops for your roller bottles. Like here's a tiger's eye and a crystal. And so the idea is, first of all, they are smooth and they're nice and they're pretty. But I believe that these stones that have been placed on the earth, these crystals, have their own beautiful gifts and powers that were charged by the earth, and so we can harness those for ourselves too. So between the oils being from plants from the earth and the crystals from below, I think it's cool and it's fun, but just don't throw these away. Remember where they are, and when you run out of your roller ball, either refill it or pop that top off and keep it for another roller. And and Kim was talking about too with the kids blends, you know, just because something smells softer doesn't mean it's not as potent. So, really the dilutions for essential oils, any of the spice oils, like anything hot, like cinnamon that you would think of, cinnamon, thyme, um, even the On Guard because it has cinnamon in there, clove, eucalyptus, even sometimes peppermint is for, especially for kiddos or people who might be sensitive with their skin. You want to definitely dilute, like probably even like 3 or 4 times to 1. So like sometimes I just even eyeball it. So if I'm doing like a 5 mil roller, I'll fill it up. If I'm doing something like that, I'll just do, a quarter of the way and then fill the rest with coconut oil. Or you could do, a few drops of each, um, mix it, try it, see how it feels to you. But you can always add a little more of a dilution with. Now, yes, so you can use fractionated coconut oil, which Kim, do you have yours? Because I don't have mine up here.
Mhm.
Um, there's
I
Kim's.
have mine. Yeah.
So the point of the fractionated coconut oil is that it's like, it starts with coconut oil like you use that we've seen at the store. It's kind of a opaque white, comes in a jar usually. We cook with it or whatever. Um, what they've done is they spun it, and so the vegetal part of the oil comes out, and that's the part that can go rancid. So what's left is not going to spoil. So that fractionated coconut oil is what doTERRA uses to blend all of the oils. It's also very nice for our skin. It doesn't clog your pores. You can use it on your face, which is really nice. I use it sometimes in the winter as a nighttime treatment with my other serums and stuff. So it does not clog your pores. And it won't spoil. Now, if you're going to go through your rollers, you can use some other options. You can also use olive oil, a light olive oil if you want. You can use almond oil. That's also nice on the skin, or jojoba oil. Jojoba is the most like our human oils in makeup as far as a plant version. So for many years in massage therapy, that's considered one of the nicest oils you could have used on you for massage. So it is nice, but again, it can go bad. So just keep in mind, if you're going to roll through your stuff and it doesn't matter, then keep on rolling.
Right.
Use whatever you got.
I want to also point out there are books that are written that are just all about blends, and especially rollerball blends. This one is I Am Fabulous. And I still to this day continue to make one that was given to me that's called the Courage Blend. And the Courage Blend has fennel, thyme, black pepper, ginger, and then fractionated coconut oil. It's I am joyous and full of courage. I look to the future, live in the present, and let go of the past. And you put it on behind your ears and on the back of your knees. And I just love that blend. But this is a beautiful book. And this is by Desiree Mangendog. But for each one of these blends, here's one. Oh, I have it marked, clear the clutter. Guess why? But just a really fun book. And this is another one you could have and then pick 2 or 3 recipes out. And you can tell that these are just Avery labels, just with different type fonts printed on the printer. So really easy to do. And you can do clear or the brown or the blue. But that was a great idea about guys and brown bottles. That would be good for sure. So
Okay.
hopefully
Well,
these are some fun ideas for making the roller balls. We'll post this, but in addition, we'll each put on some of these links, hyperlinks on our site so that you can go directly in.
yep. Well, great job, Kim. I always learn something when you're presenting. So lots of great ideas. We hope you guys get out and, make some rollers, share some rollers, share the gift of oils with people you love, because they really are special. And they'll really make someone stay. Sometimes you have no idea how much you're helping someone just by something so seemingly so small. So
Feel free to reach out to Jennifer, myself, or whomever invited you to this call, or whoever invited you and introduced you to the oils. So reach out.
yes, we are here to help and guide and whatever's most comfortable for you. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we will see you next week. We'll be talking about spa items.
Cool. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Bye.